that was my opportunity. And that's why I was, I was very excited when I grabbed him and I throw him to the stair. I was enjoying that moment because this was the moment for me, you see, to shine and to make sure everybody knows my name after this.
Hi, Marco. Nice to meet you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm
Nice to meet
good.
you.
I'm good. You are fantastic in this movie. The whole time was just enthralled. So, like, such a good job.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, very exciting.
Were you a fan of the John Wick franchise before becoming a part of the movie?
Yeah. When I remember seeing the first one, I went crazy. So yeah, I saw all the John Wick movies, and of course there was always that dream. Oh my God, it would be a dream to be part of this, and it happened. So imagine.
And then what did you find most surprising going in as someone who's a fan of the franchise and then becoming a part of it?
Being able to work with Chad and with his team, maybe 7-Eleven, and see how they put together the action and learn from them, for me was amazing, to see them work and see how, they approach the scenes and all that. And then, of course, sharing with Keanu and seeing him at the movies and then suddenly see the behind the scenes in person there. It was pretty cool. And I don't know, it's just this franchise is such a big step for the industry, I believe, in action and martial arts movie making. It's like it's changing the game. Like it's literally, redefining like how you should approach an action film like this. And that's thanks to Chad and thanks to Canada. They really, they been doing this movie since number one, and every time they've been stepping up and stepping up and stepping up, and that's not an easy thing to do, so and the fans love it and they appreciate that, so I really believe that this has been an eye opener for the industry and to really give the space and the respect to the stunt community and to the specialist on how you shoot this type of movies. So I'm really happy to be part of that.
I wholeheartedly agree. One of my favorite parts of John Wick is that every fight feels different, but it also feels character driven and story driven. So what did you want to bring to the physicality and fighting style of Chidi to make him stand out from other John Wick antagonists?
Yeah, for me, it was like, first, when I read the script, the character was not Latin. So for me, it was, I wanted to bring that side of me and go, hey, and I'm happy that Chad really liked it. And we tried a lot of things, options, and we found the character on that first scene that we showed, that it was actually the Osaka scene, the one of the continent. That was my first scene. And that was great because that was the one that really we were able to play and to kind of try options and then to discover the character and see him. So then all the fight for me in that character was kind of had to do with the what place Chidi was. Like for me, it was very important to establish that this guy felt I was superior than all these assassins. And I was a bit frustrated that the Marquis was not sending me to do the job. Like, why he's like sending this blind guy? Like, why all this thing with this code of honors and blah, blah, blah. I didn't buy into all that. And so I had this level of anxiety towards the end of the movie that I want to prove my boss that he was wrong. Right. But at the beginning of my first fight scene, actually in the hotel, you see me very confident because I was the boss. I was the boss. So my fight scene there was very cool, relaxed, and I was just a boy and very kind of like cocky, easygoing. But then when the movie evolves and I start feeling this frustration, then I wanted to bring more explosive movements and very like aggressive that match with this anger and this anxiety of the character. So that's why it's very violent and like quick combinations with fists and kicks and very explosive, and I wanted to bring that, you know. So it came out pretty cool, and I'm happy that they let me try my thing and propose, and you know, that was cool. That was very cool.
That's such a cool evolution in his style. That's so cool. And then what makes Chad stand out from other directors you've worked with in the past?
Well, that is just he's been in the whole journey. Like, he's been hitting the ground, doing the choreography, fighting, doing stunts, like replacing the actors, telling the actors what to do to look better. And now he is with the camera, you know, with that vision to understand, okay, this fall should feel like this. Yeah. So he knows exactly where to put the camera to tell that story, you know. So because he's been there. So when you're seeing sometimes a scene and then you see it in the playback, sometimes the position of the camera, of the movement of the camera, is not really communicating what it's supposed to communicate. And that you need to be there. Like, you need to be, you know, a martial artist has been there, like fall and feel the pain to kind of like, no, this needs to feel like this. So maybe just put the camera closer or move it from here to here. And, you know, to be able to show and express that very honest to the audience. And I feel that's why, like, you know, you see how fans react to the fight scenes and to the actions. It's like, because he's been there, and you know, and for me, and he really pays a lot of attention and prioritize the work with the cast. He understands that the better his cast performs, the better result we're gonna get. And maybe it sounds obvious, but it's not so obvious, because now you can rely on VFX, you can rely on doubling the actors, but he will rather train that actor and understand, okay, what's his 200%? How much I can get from this guy on camera? And then he will play with that and he will use that as much as he can. And that approach is what it makes these movies feel so real. So that people connect with the characters when they're seeing the character move and fight and all that. You know, so I think he really takes the time so you can connect with the character. And that's very cool, you know.
Oh, that's so amazing. And then I am curious, especially coming into it, like loving the movies, what is it like working with Keanu as a scene partner, especially with some of those just bombastic action sequences?
Well, Keanu, he's a beast. He's an amazing screen fighter. Like, his timing, it's solid. And actually, I was challenging that timing, because I wanted to do off timing bits, you know, and he was picking it up pretty good. And at the beginning, I was going very easy. I didn't want to do a lot of contact because it was my first time working with him. And then we did the first take, and then cut. And then he looked at me and was like, good, but you can give me some more. I was like, okay. So he likes to feel that, to put himself in that position and to feel a little bit the contact and you know, and that's pretty cool, because that's what you get on the screen. You know, the contact is you seeing the contact is happening. So he really feels comfortable with that. And then you see him driving the car, same thing, and then loading, and I'm, you know, using the guns. It's just a master on. He's like the real John Wick, though. Like, it's crazy. You just sitting behind the scenes and you're like looking at this and you're like, well, this is the movie, like right here. It's like there's no after, post, or whatever. It's crazy.
One of the craziest scenes to me was the staircase fight and falling down the stairs. I don't know how you guys did that. Watching that, I'm like, I would just be in an ice bath if that was my day.
Yeah, no, that was that was crazy. That was crazy. I didn't have to fall that much, you know, but you know, the stunt team did an amazing job, because that was lethal.
Yeah.
That thing was like what you're seeing on that movie, that is really happening. Of course, Keanu didn't do the fall on the stairs. Like, not even if he wanted to, they would never let him, because it was impossible. Like, it's very like, you know, it was like real concrete, real fall. It was real gravity. It was crazy. It's like, you know, that that was, and how they shot it is beautiful to really showcase that it's happening. They put the camera on a wire and they follow him all the way down. It was pretty cool, and it was I needed to have a very focused to catch up because I'm running behind him, sliding on the side and all that. It was slippery and it was sort of like concrete and like not even. It was like it's like rocks, right? So you got to be careful to twisting. You can just twist an ankle very easy, and that sounds like very not big deal, but it actually is a big deal. You twist an ankle and then you're out. So it was pretty. There was a lot of little challenges like that you got to be very focused on doing that scene. Plus we're in night times shooting, so so just to add that little thing,
right? A little harder.
Yeah.
I love it. And then if you could explore more of Chidi, maybe in like a spinoff or a prequel, what is one part of him that you would really, really want to dig into?
He's a pro. Like he really is a passionate. He likes his work and he wants to be the best. So I really would like that. I would like to see him going through that. Now that what happened, we don't know what could happen like in the future, but maybe something on the back. His work, like how much he worked to be the number one guy of the marquee.
Yeah,
I think that would be like, why me? I'm not the biggest, I'm not the tallest, but my fight skills and how sharp this character is got him there. So what he did to get there, to be on that position and to be, all his training and focus and all that would be a cool journey to know.
Oh, I love that. I so want to see that now. And then what did he think of John Wick and the people that helped him? Because you did talk a little bit about how he saw like the other assassins, but I'm curious kind of what was his perspective on John Wick, given he's this legendary person within this world.
Yeah, that's what I didn't buy into it. I feel my training and my dedication and being where I am, so I didn't buy on this honor and this legendary thing. No. I'm better and I'm here to prove it. You know what I'm saying? And this is my last step to prove it. I just need to take care of John Wick. And if I do this, then I'm going to be the man and I'm going to be, so that's why all these, all the other characters, for me were just more of the same thing. Like I didn't buy into this. I'm the best and I was the best. Until I just took me a little longer. You know what? I would train a little more speed on the trigger, because if I would be a little faster, I would have killed him a couple times.
I love it.
The dog was right there.
One of the things that's so cool about this is like seeing Chidi as the number 2 for the marquee. What do you think about like how he compares to other kind of right-hand men within the John Wick universe?
I am like, that's the code of honor. You see what I'm saying? That was my whole thing. And that's why I wanted to explore when you had asked this question. I worked so hard to be there, that I wanted, like, this was my opportunity to really prove that I was the one and that he can rely on me. And that's why I had the army and I'm in charge of all the security, right? So yes, it's like that code of honor is there. Even though I got this little thing on me that I'm a little, playful and because I like to shove it in your face. Look, I'm better than you. Don't mess up with me, because it's not gonna end up good for you. So I love that dynamic of being very nice, and so nice that at the end you were like not too nice,
And then when you were crafting his backstory to really like have a deep understanding, did you figure out, at least for yourself, like what had drawn him to the marquee in the first place?
Yeah, well, it was more like I didn't went that far in, like why I end up working with the marquee, but the way that I see it, I go to the same thing. It's like, in this world, I want to prove everybody that I'm the best.
Right.
So in order to be the best and in order to be one of these, like, because at the end, it's not like I didn't like the assassins thing. I kind of wanted to be an assassin star, right? Like these guys. But in order to do that, I need to escalate, and I need to be at the top of what I could be, and to prove this. Once I prove, if I kill John Wick, if I kill all these other guys, I take care of business, then guess what? There's gonna be a story about me. Yeah. So people's gonna know who I am. So maybe then I can start taking contracts. You see what I'm saying? So it's part of like how I kind of become popular and put myself in the right places to get to be known in this world. So then they can go, oh, you know what? This guy, look what he done, So that was my whole journey into it.
Oh, that's so cool.
So eventually I wanted to get my own contracts. But first I needed to be, I needed to take care of this business that unfortunately I failed. But that was my opportunity. And that's why I was very excited when I grab him and I throw him to the stair. I was enjoying that moment because this was the moment for me, you see, to shine and to make sure everybody knows my name after this. They're going to go, oh, you know what? This Chidi guy is pretty, let's consider him.
Oh, I love that. And then are there any other kind of characters or corners of the John Wick universe that you didn't get a chance to play in, but you really would have liked to?
No, not really. Like when I got this offer, for me, it was a big surprise. I was never even, of course you have the dream. I would love to be in a John Wick movie, but it was never that close or real to even think, oh, it could be this or that. It was just more like me, a fan, going to watch a movie and then suddenly walking out of the theater. I'm like, oh my God, this would be so cool just to be part of this,
And then what is something you learned from your time working on John Wick 4 that you want to take into future projects?
I really connect with the team and with Chad and with Keanu's energy about being a fan and never stop being a fan. Like the way, the passion, how they enjoy making movies, and you see them like two kids having fun. But just happened that these two kids are like amazing, are the best of what they do. But they're still, you feel that this kid spirit. And this kind of the way I feel when I make a movie. It's like I am so thankful to be there, working and doing what I love to do. So I take home that no matter how high you can get, because for me, Keanu and Chad are like in the top of the game.
Yeah.
And being up there, they still feel the same way that I feel now, like a kid having fun and making a movie. And this is what I take. This should always be a part of my journey,
I love that. Well, like I said, you are spectacular in this movie. I hope we get to see more with like how the universe is expanding. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yes, I'm ready. I'm training.
Yes, I love it.